BZ is an actor in our feature film, Mr. Advocate. He did an awesome job. I've been looking at the edits. Uh, the editor has given me recent edits. Actually, we were on Zoom at 5:00 a.m. yesterday morning working on edits. Yes, no joke. But the caliber of actors in this film, you guys, I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed. Like the details that you guys gave with the characters is so good. I mean, little details like looking down, or your character, BZ, Taylor, as the school security guard. Yeah, do you have any thoughts on Taylor? Because I do, but I'm gonna let you talk first. But your body language with how that character was treated was awesome.
Well, my thoughts on the situation with the character stems from your satisfaction.
Huh?
For whatever, I guess my performance was on point enough to have you feeling some kind of way. And so I did my job.
Yes. 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 No, definitely. I'll talk about what I think about your character, but you tell me what you think and your experience, and yeah.
Well, originally looking at the script and seeing what this dude is doing, it didn't, for the most part, it seemed like that this cat was caught between a rock and a hard place. And he had some serious decisions that he had to make in moving forward with what's going on here on campus. And um, and the thing is, it's sort of kind of the character seems to be sort of kind of wishy-washy because one moment he's over here, the next moment he's over here, but you can't tell as to whether or not he's deliberately doing it or if he's actually in a genuine confused conundrum. So that's why it tickles me because the character or the performance had you feeling some kind of way. I'm like, okay, well, it's all good.
Every, every time I see it, like I get annoyed. I sometimes I verbally say stuff. Yeah, like I think your character I least like. Because what are you doing? I'm so confused. Like,
Right.
and you made a decision that you didn't have to make.
Mhm.
So what was that about?
Yeah. And I would have to say that's probably one of the cool things about acting. Because I'm relatively a newbie when it comes to film and television. And the thing when it comes to film and television and acting, you have to make choices. And sometimes those choices may be the wrong one. And even if that choice is the wrong one, that could be the choice that the client likes. It's wrong in your head, but the
Mhm.
client's like, hey, wait a minute, this is something I didn't realize that we needed. Let's go ahead and use that.
Mhm.
In the world of voiceover, which is where I'm transitioning from, um, as an entertainer, we are our own worst critics, our own harshest critics. We know when we mess up, but a client will be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't see it. I didn't hear it. But we know it. And even with the same with this, I thought going in the direction of this dude being this poor me type dude. Why don't they leave me alone? Why are they jumping on me? That was the approach that I took it as, and that was the approach that I decided to move forward to perform it as. But you see something different,
Oh
and it's
no,
annoying you.
no. Well, yes, I've got that you brought that out. And hi, Conrad and Trey. Thanks for joining. Conrad plays the principal in the film, who also gets mad at BZ's character.
Right.
But no, I did like the poor me character, but I was still annoyed with you. Cause yeah, I guess for the same reason you're saying, like he's living in two worlds, and that's what I don't like. Cause like you did it, like not poor you, cause you put yourself in that. Conrad says, "Sure did." Yeah, like yeah.
Yeah, and like I was saying, that's one of the. It's sort of kind of I don't want to call it blessing and curse. What I want to call, I guess it's a conundrum because when it comes to acting and making these decisions, um, I'm like, okay, this is cool. But the thing about it is, one of the cool things about it when it comes to on camera, you do your performance and then you get notes from your director and they're like, okay, well, BZ, let's go ahead and tone it down 50% and then deliver it this way. Oh, okay, cool. That was good, but let's do it this way. All right, cool. And then, as a performer, part of our job description is follow a direction. We give the director what it is that they want, and hopefully, prayerfully, they get what they want, and the final product turns out to be amazing.
Yeah, and I don't even think I gave you any notes.
Um, no, you gave me a lot of sneers and ugh.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you did your job, definitely. So tell everybody about your voice acting background and how that's different or similar to acting, and why you are now doing adding acting to your resume.
Well, for me, everything started in music. I used to sing in a five-man vocal group, and I studied opera for a couple of years. Music was always my first love, but my group split up. Everybody went on their own different ways, and I was like, "What am I gonna do?" And I was in California, and my cousin, who was an actress, was like, "You ever think about doing voiceover?" No, but now I'm going to think about it, and started doing some research, and picked up a couple of coaches along the way. I started with a coach in Vegas, and then started picking up coaches in LA, and then just went, full fledged into it. My voice changed when I was 8. So my family has been teasing me about it ever since, even up until this day. And it's like, all right, cool. This I have this instrument. Let's go ahead and use it and do something right with it. And that's when voiceover came in. And before I even started voiceover training, I started with acting training because I listened to a couple of podcasts and they were like, dude, voiceover is voice acting. You can never get away from acting. So I started taking acting classes first before I started voiceover training because I wanted to at least have some kind of a background so that I can go into this thing because I already had a singing background, which is definitely a plus when it comes to doing voiceover as well as an acting background. So I'm like, okay, at least I'll go ahead and stack these up and move forward. Got into it, uh, started cutting demos, started shopping out for agents, and then it was boom, Pam, okay, we're good. I'm in the union, I have agents, I have all my demos. Let's just get out here and hustle and grind and hustle and grind. And that's what has pretty much been happening for the better part of 25 years. Then 7 years ago, somebody was like, hey, dude, I have this project I think you fit perfect for. All right. So went on ahead and jumped in. He's like, dude, perfect. Oh, okay, this is cool. And then it just kept happening. It kept happening. And I'm like, I don't understand why this is happening. I don't understand why people are booking me and want me to do this. All I'm doing is just whenever I see a film or television script, because in voiceover we take what it's called copy. That's what voiceover scripts are called, copy. We take pencils and pens and mark and make sure that it flows naturally like this conversation you and I are having. I do the same thing with a film and TV script. So I do some adding, do some cutting, make sure it makes sense. And then as opposed to reading it and voicing it, I just remember it and act it out the way that I scribbled it. And that's what was working. And I'm like, okay, if that's what y'all think. And the only difference between the two when it comes to voiceover and film and television is this is the acting coin. On this side is voiceover. You have to read and act. Over on this side, film and television and stage, you have to remember and act, but you don't get away from acting. It never
Mm.
goes. And two properties of acting are one, selling, and two, storytelling. So no matter what it is that you're doing, especially in voiceover, no matter what it is you're doing both. So like with movie trailers, you're selling the movie coming up, but also each year, there are 365 days in a year. That's telling a story. That's
Hmm.
the trailer. So you're telling the story and you're selling the movie. Or, on an all new 105.7, The Fix. That's radio imaging. You're selling the radio service, the radio station, but you're still telling a story about the station. So it's always storytelling and selling when it comes to voiceover. Same thing with on camera. You're selling your character and you're telling a story at the same time. Um, but you never get away from that. Acting is pretty much at the base root of both of them.
Okay. So you enjoy both.
Yeah, and the thing is everything in life right now that I'm currently doing, I never wanted to do. All I wanted to do was voiceover. After I discovered voiceover, that was all that I wanted to do. I want to voice movie trailers. I want to voice TV promos. I want to be the voice of a military branch and the voice of Optimus Prime. That's all I want to do. Don't want to do TV and film. Don't want to be on camera because I don't want any admiration, fanfare, worship, or nothing like that, because it doesn't belong here. It belongs elsewhere. Um, I didn't want to do audiobooks because I know they're a marathon. I didn't want to do radio. All of this stuff I didn't want to do. Yo, Z, you should be on radio. Do the Quiet Storm. I don't want to be on radio. But wound up doing 8 years in radio. But it was Christian talk radio. I don't turn down Kingdom Work. So I was given a gift, and it would be arrogant of me to not use it for the glory. So, and disobedient on top of that. So, all right, cool. Though this is Kingdom, I'll do that. Well, BZ, we got a couple of audiobooks we want you to audition for. I don't want to do audiobooks, but it's Pastor Miles Monroe. I don't turn down Kingdom Work. So now I got 10 audiobooks with 2 more on deck.
Woo-hoo.
Um,
I've downloaded, I think, 3 or 4 of them. Yes.
appreciate your support, Sister Gab.
Yes.
Um, film and television, like I said, I don't want any admiration, worship, fanfare. I don't want to be a star, anything like that. I'll take the financial part of it, but I don't want the fame part of it. And here, dude, here, and then here we are. Rodney Damon Collins makes a suggestion and goes, "Dude, I think you'll fit this. I'll connect you with the director." Well, thanks for thinking of me. I mean, I hope I can do it. Well, here we are, because I guess I did it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's all right, cool. Well, now, it took me a while because I was dealing with some imposter syndrome, but it took me a minute to wrap my head around it that I'm a working Hollywood actor. My pastor tells me, and this was just in a moment of revelation. Pastor tells me, "You've been doing this for so long, you've had this mindset of expectancy, but you never developed a spirit of acceptance. That's why you have this imposter syndrome." Bing. Oh, I got it. So, whatever win that I get, even if I get a residual check of 2 cents, which does happen, I go out and grab me a celebratory slice of cheesecake.
Okay. So when you say acceptance, explain that more.
Yeah, well, the pastor told me that, you have the mindset of expectancy. You're expecting things to happen. That's why you've been on the hustle and the grind. I've been doing entertainment for the better part of a little bit over 30 years, um, between music, voiceover, stage, and film and television. Um, and so it was like, pastor was like, "You've been doing this and doing this and doing this with the mindset of expectation of something happening. But when something does happen, you don't have the spirit of acceptance." So short form, I'm so used to losing that winning feels strange. And so with that being said, it was like, whoa, 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 this is strange land over, this is strange territory over here. What are we doing? Get on over here, Miramax. Get on over here, Paramount. Get on over here. FX, get on over here, CBS. Wait, what? And it's like, all right, cool. Well, evidently you all see something that I don't see, or I'm just here to put my best foot forward. And for anybody that's out there listening to this right now, and you're in arts and entertainment, I always say this, and this is usually something I leave as my last word, but I'm not going to right now because I'm going to do it now. Arts and entertainment is a crapshoot. It's a walk of faith. It's just like life. There's nothing that's guaranteed. So if you're gonna exhibit your gift, step out and find out. That's what faith is. Stepping out and finding out. But in the midst of stepping out and finding out, stand out. Um, I don't know what it is I did to stand out, except for on this, except for I was just given a referral by Rodney Collins.
So
So
accepting the fact that you're an actor. Right. So there are two actors on the call, Conrad and Mark. If you guys have questions for BZ, put them in the chat. I don't know if Trey's an actor, but yeah, so I similar in that I don't even want to do filmmaking. I don't. This was never the plan. I was not the director who watched movies as a kid and had a camera. This was all after two careers. So filmmaking is my third career. So I'm just using film as a medium for advocacy about education issues. This is not anything I ever thought about doing. So I'm just answering the call as well of what I'm hearing that I'm supposed to do, but I don't actually enjoy it, but I'm still trying to accept, I guess, like you're saying.
yeah, it's it's crazy, man, because we there are things that we want to do in life and directions and stuff that where we want to go in life, and out of nowhere we're going this way, and it's like, hey, whoa, that way, and turns out that that way is actually the way to go. I never even wanted to be or even thought myself as being a filmmaker myself. I just had this desire when like the Justice League cartoon came out in 2000. They brought this brother on to play the Green Lantern character, but originally it wasn't. But they brought this dude to the forefront. I'm like, man, I'd like to voice that character. And then they just went on and on and on with the seasons. Then they changed the look of that character, a cartoon character, mind you. They changed his look to this. Before he was faded, clean shaven. Now he's bald with a goatee. And I'm like, okay, well, wait a minute. They already have somebody voicing the joint. Matter of fact, they have a couple of cats who are voicing that particular character. I'm like, well, I sort of kind of look like, I kind of feel like, uh, I kind of sound like, why don't I just go ahead and be the dude? Well, at this time, now the character is super popular, and comic book heads want to see it out in live action. So I wound up writing a couple of short films. Matter of fact, I've written four. The fourth one is about 70% finished. But I've written short films about the character, the Green Lantern character, John Stewart. And I have two of them currently out on YouTube. I shot two of them. And I got enough uh, heat on them to where I caught the attention of DC Comics News and wound up getting some articles for both films in DC Comics News. But just like yourself, I never intended on being a filmmaker. I didn't intend on being a writer or a director or a producer or any of that stuff. And now, like yourself, I am now they refer to the term as multi-hyphen.
Hmm. Okay, cool. So I want to know about back to Mr. Advocate. So you had scenes with the principal character, um, Conrad, the
Yeah.
teacher, Rodney, the other teacher, Andre, who I'm doing a live with tomorrow. What what was your experience, I guess, not working with the other characters, but yeah, well, in their character though. Like, did you like the other character? What were you thinking as an
Well,
actor? Yeah.
This is what I was talking about earlier about the dope thing about acting, because the the principal portrayed by Conrad was nothing but pure 110% jerkdom. Brother was a straight up jerk. Conrad is one of the coolest cats around. That's what I'm saying. That's what's so dope about acting. Um, Same thing with Rodney. Now Rodney, is principal, the main character, and is doing what he's doing. Rodney cool for years, but in the interactions between Taylor and Rodney's character, it was like it was sort of kind of like I said, the Conrad, not the Conrad, but the Taylor character was wishy washy. He was back and forth with these cats. So yeah, it's I just look at it as an honor to have been brought on board. And I can't thank you enough. I can't thank God, and I can't thank the rest of the cast for being so super dope about the situation. It doesn't hurt that the sister with those vegan options who came in for lunch was putting her drawers in it.
He's talking about Miss Cindy's food. We had her cater many of our sets and our productions, and she makes wonderful vegan food. Amazing. Well, she makes both, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I
it's
see a
good.
comment. I see a comment here about Mark Anthony. Any equipment advice for somebody getting into VO? Hey, Mark, DM me your email address. I'll send you a bunch of suggestions that you can use for getting voiceover equipment. Even right now, I'm not even at home. I'm in Salt Lake City right now, and I had a couple of auditions. I brought my travel rig with me. I never go anywhere without it, ever. You always have to be ready. Even right now, what we're doing right now is part of my self-tape audition setup. I bring my tripods, I bring my lights, I bring my microphones, I bring all my stuff with me when I travel because those emails don't stop. So when the agents send out the auditions, you got to be ready to get those things in. And that's for all of you all when it comes to you actors and performers out there. Always be ready, always have your stuff with you. Take it with you when you travel, even on vacation. Take it with you because you never know. A massive opportunity can happen. Matter of fact, this happened when I was out of town. When Rodney called me about this project, I was out of town working. And I'm like, oh, okay, let's, whatever, let's do it.
Yeah,
So,
because you did fly from Denver
correct.
to out here for our set. So
Yeah.
yeah, I
I
remember.
had a commercial shoot in Denver and then straight over to you. Absolutely.
Yep.
Always have to be ready.
Awesome. So anything else you want to say about the production or acting or anything or your future projects or
So, as it sits right now, I launched a production company. We spoke briefly about that. My thing is, and again, I can't thank you enough, Sister Gal Stacy,
you're
for
funny.
for the resources that you helped me out because I'm currently raising money because my production company I've just finished writing multi-hyphenate. Never thought I would be one. Just finished writing the first season of a web series,
Ooh,
and I just
ooh.
need to get the money up for that to get it done. All 10 episodes are ready to go. My cast is most of the cast is ready to go. I have several celebrity cameos. That's why I need to get my money up because I want to make sure I always pay my people. I don't do deferred or anything like that. I make sure my people get paid, even if I don't make any money. I want to make certain that everybody gets paid for their talents and for their gifts because everybody who's come to exhibit those talents and gifts deserves their worth and to be paid for them. I wholeheartedly within every fiber of my being. Trust that. Um, and I don't have to make money. I just want to make certain that the product gets out there and that the people get taken care of. So that's where we are with that. My two Green Lantern films are up on my personal YouTube page, BZ the Voice. Everything across the board is BZ the Voice. You can't lose me. It's easy to find, hard to lose. If you lose me, I have to take off my belt. Um, Something is wrong. So my two Green Lantern films are up on my YouTube page. I'm actually going to throw them up on my production company page, which is Rejoice Media. Um, but as it sits right now, I'm working on raising the money to shoot the third Green Lantern film as well. So I'm working on the money for the web series and for the third Green Lantern, which I'm really looking forward to that. And then I also, crazy enough, I wrote an Avengers film, but it's an all black team, and that one that would cost a pretty penny, especially with the that's that's down the line. So keeping it moving, keeping it pressing, no stressing, counting my blessings, and hopefully getting this stuff up and up and at 'em. So um, I have no idea what the future holds. I just hope that I'm alive long enough to see something big happen. But if it doesn't, the Lord has done more than enough and got me to where I am, to where I'm doing something that millions and millions of people dream of doing that I had no intention of doing myself personally, but I'm not.
So are you going to crowdfund, and which project are you trying to finance first, the web series or the?
Well, I'm trying to finance the web series first. I'm going to crowdfund, apply for grants. I would rather go with grants first to the best of my ability because I don't want to go into this thing in in debt. If I get investors or a loan, I would rather not. But if I have to, I will. Um, but either way it goes, I'm looking to get the web series getting going because that's something that can generate revenue. And if anything, if it can generate enough revenue, it'll generate revenue for season two, and it can generate enough revenue to fund the Green Lantern projects. I can't make money on the Green Lantern projects because that's intellectual property. Those can only be just set up as fan film only. So I don't make money on the Green Lantern projects. If I did that, DC would come after me and be like, "Hey y'all, uh, go ahead, let me get my cut." So that's where we are. Um, but yeah, that's what we're going for right now. I'm actually getting ready to jump on a plane here in a couple of hours and get back to Vegas, and then I might have to go to Florida. I'm waiting to hear back for a job out there. Hopefully, I can snag that. I'm probably gonna have to jump on a plane tonight to go out there to do that. So we'll see what happens. Lord's will.
Definitely, Lord's will. Well, BZ, it was nice chatting with you. We any of the other team members on here, if you want to do a live with me, message me. And yeah, any last thoughts?
I would say I've already said it. I'll go ahead and repeat myself. For anybody that's out there who are in arts and entertainment, again, this is a crapshoot. It's not guaranteed. Just like with life, it's not guaranteed. We're not guaranteed the next 5 minutes, let alone the next tomorrow or the next 5 years. Um, this is all a walk of faith, literally a walk of faith. Step out to find it while you're stepping out and finding out. Stand out. Uh, I just figured with voiceover that anything that would stand out for me with my voice, but there are several other individuals out there whose voices live in the same range, and they're my direct competition, but they're also my homies. And the one thing I know when it comes to this end of this entertainment thing is that you can't win them all. So for your homies who win, celebrate them. Even though we a lot of us audition for the same parts, voiceover and on camera. A lot of us audition for the same parts. All of us aren't going to win them. So we celebrate those who do win. Don't hate, congratulate. And again, do your best to stand out while you're stepping out and find.
Okay. Yeah, and just even though I didn't do like a casting call, I just kind of I did just seek out the actors because I just I don't know, knew in my head they could do it. Like I could see them in that character. So I've seen though that some actors get disappointed, but sometimes if they don't get a role, if there is a casting call, but sometimes it's not that they're not good. It's other reasons that you don't even think of that have nothing to do with you.
You just
Um,
brought up a very, very salient point, young lady, and let me go ahead and talk on that.
okay.
A lot of people will, you'll hear people who are in the business tell people coming into the business, you need to grow a thick skin. There's a lot of rejection. I don't look at it like that. It's not rejection. It's selection. Because there have been projects where I've been in a live casting room with other actors and I killed it. They picked, they selected the talent that was right for the gig at the time, despite your performance. Your performance can always be on point, but it's probably either not the look that they're looking for the part, or the sound that they're looking for the part, especially with voiceover. There have been times where my deliveries, voiceover auditions, were spot on perfect, but they wanted a higher pitch. So that's what they would go with. They didn't reject me. They didn't turn me down. They selected the right actor that they needed.
Mm.
Rejection is like, nah, who you think you are? Your voice ain't this. That's what rejection is. They select who it is that they need for the proper part, and that's it. So that's usually how the casting goes down. So a lot of people are like, man, they ain't want me. It's not that they didn't want you. They wanted the right individual for the role. You just didn't happen to fit it. It's not anything on you personally. You just didn't fit the role. And that's cool. That's okay. It's okay that you didn't fit it. You fit another one. Matter of fact, I just got put on a veil for a soap opera in Atlanta, and hearing back from the agency, it would seem like because that part was only 2 lines, hearing back from the agency, they thought what I did was great, but they might have me in mind for something else that might be substantially bigger and wouldn't want me to waste my time on this because this over here would be a bigger part that they think that I can pull off. That is always out there, always. There have been several jobs where it was like, hey, BZ, man, you did great. Um, we're going to go this route, but we have you saved on our roster because there's something bigger down the pipeline we want you to try out. Either way it goes, whether you get an audition or whether you get a situation where they're looking for you down the pipeline, that's a victory. Auditions are a victory. No, most people don't even understand that. For them to actually send you an audition, that's a win. Out of thousands and thousands of performers that they have to choose from, they go, hey, Stacy, here, audition for this. And it's probably you against 50 to 100 other instead of thousands of others. That's already a win. You get a call back, that's a bigger win. You get a booking, massive win. Um, a lot of people are like, well, the job is booking the job. Sometimes the job is booking the room because sometimes you may not get the job, but if you leave an impression on casting and producers, let's bring him back for something else, and that's exactly what happens quite often.
Yeah, and you never know who knows who and what
Absolutely,
projects they know about that you don't know about.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That part, absolutely. Yep.
Awesome. Well, last quick question. What kind of cheesecake do you like? Because Conrad mentioned your cheesecake that he wants cheesecake now.
um, so it's all depending. Marie Callender's has this caramel apple streusel that I'll grab, or if I go to the Cheesecake Factory, they have Snicker, they have limoncello, pineapple apple upside down. I usually roll with one of those because ain't nothing wrong with a celebratory slice of cheesecake.
Yeah, okay. I never heard of a pineapple upside down cheesecake though.
Oh, you are too near me not to hear me, Sister Gal.
Okay, I'll check that out the next time I'm at Cheesecake Factory.
It's indeed. Pineapple Upside Down is the business. Real talk.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, BZ, for your time. I
Yes,
don't
ma'am.
know if you'll be able to come to our screenings in the Bay Area, but I will submit to some Las Vegas film festivals.
Yeah, I intend on doing so. It's just one of the craziest things about doing what I do is that I'm literally a nomad. I just go where the work is. So at any given moment, we need you in Miami, gotta go. We need you in such and such, gotta go. So even if I do make plans, it's just like, all right, well, I'm actually getting ready to start teaching voiceover at an acting academy in Vegas, starting next week. So, and there are going to be times where it's going to be, hey, dude, we need you in Atlanta. We need you in LA. I gotta go. And I'm just going to have to make up the classes. So,
Mm.
but yeah, that's where we are. Um, so again, Stacey, I can't thank you enough for bringing me on board. Not only bringing me on board, but trusting me to deliver this character. And in addition, you know, I had to go to Oakland. Man, it was beautiful. The weather was perfect. Everything was just grand. I couldn't have been happier to be on set. So, but yeah, thank you again for trusting me and bringing me on board, and for being so super cool. You know, it's a blessing. It really is. Thank you so much. I thank the Lord for it.
Yes, thank you too. I feel the same way. Thank you for sharing your talent with us. It really added to the film.
Wow.
So appreciate you, BZ. Have a good rest of your day.
I'm not giving myself any other choice.
All right, everybody. Take care. Bye.
Peace.
Thanks.